Good day, ladies and gentlemen. There's a simple truth that we often overlook. Life is short and time is precious. Every day we are given 24 hours, 1,440 minutes to do something meaningful. Yet, many of us waste moments chasing distractions, pleasing others, or engaging in activities that add no value to our lives. Today, I want to remind you, focus on yourself and stop wasting time. Time is one of the most precious resources we have, yet it is often the most underappreciated. Each day we are given the same 24 hours, and how we use them determines the quality of our lives. Unlike money or material possessions, time cannot be saved, earned, or replaced. Once a moment is gone, it's gone forever. This is why it is crucial to understand the value of time and use it wisely. When you fail to value your time, you risk letting it slip through your without realizing it. Consider how much of your day is spent on activities that don't contribute to your growth or well-being. Scrolling endlessly on social media, engaging in gossip, or procrastinating on important tasks may seem harmless in the moment, but these small habits compound over time. Before you know it, days turn into weeks, and weeks turn into months, leaving you wondering where all the time went. The truth is, how you spend your time reflects what you truly value. If you're not intentional about how you use it, others will decide for you. There will always be people, demands, and distractions vying for your attention. If you don't learn to prioritize yourself and your goals, you'll find yourself living someone else's agenda. It's not selfish to focus on yourself, it's essential. By prioritizing your time, you're not just respecting your own life, but also setting an example for others about the importance of focus and discipline. Time is an equalizer. Everyone, no matter their background or circumstances, is given the same amount each day. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't lies in how they manage it. Successful people understand that every moment is an opportunity to move closer to their dreams. They are intentional with their time, treating it as a precious resource that cannot be wasted. They set clear goals, break them into actionable steps, and dedicate their energy to what matters most. On the other hand, those who fail to value their time often find themselves stuck in cycles of regret and frustration. They allow distractions to dictate their days, and their lack of focus prevents them from making meaningful progress. But here's the good news: you can break free from this pattern. It starts with a decision to value your time and use it wisely. One of the most powerful ways to begin valuing your time is to evaluate how you're currently spending it. Take an honest look at your daily habits and ask yourself, are these activities helping me grow? Are they bringing me closer to my goals? If the answer is no, it's time to make some changes. Eliminating time-wasting activities doesn't mean you have to cut out everything you enjoy. It simply means being intentional about what you give your attention to. Focusing on yourself requires the courage to say no to what doesn't serve your purpose. It means setting boundaries and being unapologetic about protecting your time. You might face resistance from others who don't understand your priorities. But remember, your life is yours to live. The people who truly care about you will respect your commitment to bettering yourself. Each moment you spend wisely brings you closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. Imagine looking back on your life and knowing you made the most of your time, that you pursued your dreams, developed your talents, and created a life of meaning and fulfillment. That kind of peace and satisfaction is only possible when you take responsibility for how you use your time. Time is a gift, but it's also a test. How you spend it reveals what you value, shapes who you become, and determines the impact you leave behind. Choose to invest it in yourself, and you'll not only achieve your goals, but also inspire others to do the same. Your time is your life. Use it wisely. Discovering your purpose is the cornerstone of living a meaningful and focused life. Without a clear understanding of why you're here, it's easy to drift through life aimlessly, swayed by the opinions of others or distracted by fleeting pleasures. Purpose is what gives life direction, energy, and fulfillment. It's the internal compass that guides your decisions, aligns your actions with your values, and gives every moment significance. Many people spend their entire lives without truly understanding their purpose. They move from one thing to the next, chase it as money or recognition, only to find that these things alone don't satisfy them. This isn't because these goals are inherently wrong, but because they lack a deeper connection to what truly matters to the individual. When your actions are not rooted in purpose, even your achievements can feel empty. The journey to discovering your purpose starts with looking inward. It requires honest self-reflection, a willingness to examine your strengths, and an understanding of what brings you joy and fulfillment. Think about the activities or tasks that make you lose track of time because you're so immersed in them. Consider the problems in the world that ignite a fire in your heart to make a difference. These are often clues pointing toward your unique purpose. Purpose is not about doing what everyone else is doing or following the crowd. It's about finding the path that's uniquely yours. Every person has been gifted with talents, abilities, and experiences that set them apart. These gifts are not accidents. They are intentional tools meant to help you fulfill your purpose. But these gifts cannot be discovered if you're too focused on comparing yourself to others. Stop looking at someone else's journey as the standard for your own. You weren't created to be a copy. You are a masterpiece with a design and a destiny that only you can fulfill. One of the most common mistakes people make is waiting for their purpose to find them. They think they need a dramatic moment of revelation to know why they're here. But purpose isn't something that suddenly appears out of nowhere. It's something you uncover as you actively engage in life. It's found in the small, consistent actions you take every day to grow, learn, and contribute. Each step forward brings greater clarity about what you're meant to do. However, discovering your purpose requires letting go of distractions and focusing on what truly matters. We live in a world full of noise, constant notifications, endless entertainment, and a culture that encourages superficial pursuits. If you allow these distractions to consume you, you'll never have the mental and emotional space to uncover your purpose. Purpose requires intentionality. It demands that you step back from the noise, silence the external pressures, and ask yourself the hard questions: what do I value most? What kind of legacy do I want to leave? How can I use my gifts to serve others and create a meaningful life? Once you've begun to identify your purpose, it's important to align your actions with it. Purpose without action is like having a map, but never taking the journey. Start by setting clear goals that reflect your purpose and breaking them into achievable steps. Even small actions taken consistently can lead to significant progress over time. It's also important to remember that purpose is not static. It evolves as you grow, learn, and experience new things. What drives you today might shift as you gain new insights and perspectives. This is why self-reflection and personal growth are lifelong practices. Keep asking yourself whether your actions align with your purpose and adjust as needed. When you live with purpose, something remarkable happens. Your time becomes more valuable because you're using it intentionally. You become more resilient because your purpose gives you the strength to overcome challenges. You stop seeking validation from others because you're grounded in what truly matters to you. Purpose transforms your life from a series of disconnected events into a meaningful journey toward becoming the person you were meant to be. Discovering your purpose isn't just about finding fulfillment for yourself, it's also about contributing to the world around you. Each of us has the potential to make a difference in ways big or small. When you live in alignment with your purpose, you inspire others to do the same. Your life becomes a testament to what's possible when someone chooses to focus on their gifts, embrace their uniqueness, and dedicate themselves to something greater than themselves. The search for purpose is not always easy, but it is always worth it. It's the key to unlocking your true potential and living a life that matters. Don't wait for purpose to find you. Seek it out, nurture it, and let it guide every decision you make. Purpose gives meaning to your time, focus to your efforts, and fulfillment to your soul. When you live with purpose, you don't just exist, you thrive. And that is the life you were meant to live. Distractions are one of the greatest barriers to success, and in today's world, they are everywhere. From the moment you wake up, countless things compete for your attention: social media, emails, messages, entertainment, and even the opinions and demands of others. These distractions can seem harmless at first, but over time, they rob you of focus, drain your energy, and prevent you from pursuing the life you're meant to live. If you want to truly focus on yourself and make the most of your time, you must take deliberate steps to eliminate distractions and prioritize what truly matters. Distractions are not just external, they are also internal. Thoughts of self-doubt, fear of failure, and constant overthinking can pull you away from what's important. You may find yourself worrying about things that may never happen or replaying past mistakes that you cannot change. These mental distractions are just as damaging as external ones, if not more so, because they create a constant noise in your mind, making it difficult to concentrate on your goals. To focus on yourself, you must learn to silence this noise. This begins with mindfulness, being aware of your thoughts and intentionally redirecting them toward productive and positive outcomes. The first step to overcoming distractions is recognizing them for what they are. Not every urgent matter is important, and not every opportunity is meant for you. Distractions often disguise themselves as harmless or even beneficial. A quick check of social media turns into hours of mindless scrolling. A casual conversation becomes a gossip session that derails your focus. A minor setback leads to hours of worry and overanalysis. By identifying these patterns, you can start to reclaim your time and attention. Access to distractions, or even saying no to people or commitments that don't align with your. Once you've identified your distractions, the next step is to create an environment that supports your focus. Your surroundings play a significant role in your ability to concentrate. If you're trying to work in a space filled with noise, clutter, or interruptions, your productivity will suffer. Take control of your environment by organizing your space, setting clear boundaries, and removing anything that doesn't contribute to your goals. This might mean turning off notifications, limiting your priorities. Focusing on yourself also requires a shift in mindset. Many people feel obligated to be constantly available to others, whether responding to messages immediately, attending every social event, or trying to solve everyone's problems. While it's important to maintain healthy relationships, it's equally important to recognize that you cannot pour from an empty cup. If you're constantly giving your time and energy to others without taking care of yourself, you'll eventually burn out. Learning to set boundaries is not selfish, it's necessary for your growth and well-being. Another key to overcoming distractions is developing the habit of deep work. Deep work is the ability to focus intently on a task without interruptions. This is where real progress happens, when you're fully immersed in what you're doing and giving it your undivided attention. To achieve this, you must train yourself to concentrate for extended periods of time. Start by setting aside a specific blocks of time each day for focused work, free from distractions. During these times, commit to working on your most important tasks and resist the temptation to multitask. It's also important to understand that not all distractions are negative. Some distractions come from a genuine need for rest or a desire for connection. The key is to distinguish between healthy breaks and activities that derail your focus. Taking time to recharge is essential for maintaining your productivity and mental health, but it should be done intentionally. Schedule breaks into your day and use them to refresh your mind and body, rather than as an excuse to procrastinate. Eliminating distractions is not about achieving perfection, it's about making progress. There will always be moments when you get sidetracked or lose focus. What matters is how quickly you recognize these moments and redirect your attention to what's important. Focusing on yourself is a daily practice that requires discipline, self-awareness, and a commitment to your goals. When you eliminate distractions, you create space for clarity and purpose. You give yourself the gift of focus, the ability to dedicate your time and energy to the things that truly matter. This not only brings you closer to your goals, but also enhances your sense of fulfillment and peace. By removing what doesn't serve you, you make room for what does. You reclaim your time, take control of your life, and move with intention toward the future you desire. Comparison is one of the most subtle yet destructive distractions that can pull you away from your purpose. In a world where we are constantly exposed to the curated lives of others through social media, it has become easier than ever to fall into the trap of measuring our worth against others. We see their achievements, their possessions, their seemingly perfect lives, and we begin to question whether we're doing enough, whether we're good enough. But the truth is, this comparison is a thief. It steals your joy, your focus, and you appreciate the unique path you are meant to walk. The problem with comparison is that it shifts your focus away from your own journey. When you are constantly looking at what others are doing, you lose sight of your own progress. You begin to chase goals that aren't truly yours, trying to keep up with a standard that may have nothing to do with your purpose. This not only wastes your time, but also leaves you feeling unfulfilled, because no amount of external validation can replace the satisfaction of living authentically. Everyone's journey is different. The person you're comparing yourself to may have started their journey years before you, or they may have faced challenges you've never encountered. Likewise, you have your own strengths, experiences, and opportunities that set you apart. Comparing yourself to others is like comparing apples to oranges. It's unfair to yourself and does nothing to move you closer to your goals. Instead of focusing on what others have, focus on what you can do with what you have. One of the greatest dangers of comparison is that it can lead to feelings of inadequacy. You may begin to believe that you're not smart enough, talented enough, or successful enough to achieve your goals. These feelings can paralyze you, keeping you stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and inaction. But you must remember that your worth is not determined by how you measure up to others. Your worth is inherent. and your value is rooted in who you are, not in how you compare to someone else. To break free from the trap of comparison, you must learn to celebrate your own progress. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a victory. When you focus on your own growth, you realize that success is not about being the best, it's about being better than you were yesterday. Track your progress, set personal milestones, and take pride in the work you're doing to improve yourself. It's also important to learn to celebrate the success of others without letting it diminish your own. Someone else's success does not take away from your potential. In fact, it can serve as inspiration and proof that achieving great things is possible. Instead of feeling envious or discouraged, choose to be motivated by the achievements of others. Use their stories as reminders that with focus and perseverance, you too can accomplish incredible things. Another way to overcome the habit of comparison is to limit your exposure to triggers. Social media, for instance, is one of the biggest contributors to comparison in today's world. While it can be a tool for connection and inspiration, it can also be a breeding ground for insecurity and distraction. Be mindful of how much time you spend on these platforms and how they make you feel. If certain accounts or content leave you feeling inadequate or drained, don't hesitate to unfollow or mute them. Protecting your mental and emotional well-being is not only acceptable but necessary. Focusing on yourself also means embracing your individuality. You are not created to fit into someone else's mold or to live up to society's ever-changing standards. You were created with a unique set of gifts, passions, and experiences that no one else possesses. When you embrace what makes you different, you stop trying to compete with others and start living authentically. This is where true fulfillment begins, when you align your life with who you really are rather than who you think you're supposed to be. At the heart of it all is the realization that life is not a competition. You are not here to outdo anyone else. You are here to fulfill your purpose. Your journey is your own, and the only person you need to compete with is the person you were yesterday. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself, and you'll find that comparison loses its power over you. You'll no longer be distracted by what others are doing because you'll be too busy living a life that's meaningful, purposeful, and uniquely yours. Your worth, your journey, and your purpose are entirely yours. Don't let comparison rob you of the time and energy you could be using to build the life you were meant to live. Instead, focus on your own growth, celebrate your progress, and walk confidently in your unique path forward. Prioritizing self-development is one of the most empowering choices you can make in life. When you commit to improving yourself, you are not only investing in your future, but also acknowledging that you have the potential to grow, learn, and achieve. Personal growth is not about perfection, it is about progress. It's about taking responsibility for your own life and equipping yourself with the tools and skills necessary to become the person you were meant to be. Too often, people underestimate the importance of self-development. They focus on external goals, like acquiring material possessions or climbing the career ladder, without realizing that lasting success begins from within. The foundation of any meaningful achievement is a strong, capable, and resilient individual. You cannot build a great life on a weak foundation, and self-development is what strengthens that foundation. The first step in prioritizing self-development is recognizing that you are a work in progress. No one has all the answers, and no one is born with all the skills they need to succeed. Growth is a lifelong journey, and every day presents an opportunity to learn something new, overcome a challenge, or refine a skill. When you approach life with a mindset of curiosity and openness, you allow yourself to evolve into a better version of yourself. Self-development begins with understanding your strengths and weaknesses. Knowing what you're good at allows you to build on those strengths, while acknowledging your weaknesses helps you identify areas for improvement. This requires humility and self-awareness. It's not about criticizing yourself or feeling inadequate. It's about being honest with yourself so you can grow. Take the time to reflect on your habits, your attitudes, and your behaviors. Ask yourself what is helping you move forward and what is holding you back. Once you've identified areas for growth, the next step is to take action. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It happens through deliberate effort and consistent practice. Whether it's learning a new skill, reading books that challenge your thinking, or seeking out mentors who can guide you, self-development requires you to be proactive. Waiting for change to happen is a passive approach. Actively pursuing growth is what leads to real transformation. It's also important to set specific goals for your self-development journey. Vague intentions like "I want to be better" or "I want to improve" lack direction and focus. Instead, set clear, measurable goals that give you a sense of purpose and motivation. For example, If you want to improve your communication skills, commit to reading a book on the subject, practicing public speaking, or seeking feedback from others. Having a clear plan not only helps you stay on track, but also gives you a sense of accomplishment as you reach each milestone. Self-development is not just about gaining knowledge or skills, it's also about building character. Traits like discipline, resilience, and self-control are essential for navigating life's challenges and achieving your goals. These qualities are not innate, they are developed through practice and perseverance. Every time you choose to push through discomfort, delay gratification, or stay committed to your goals, you are strengthening your character. One of the most important aspects of self-development is learning to overcome fear. Fear is one of the biggest barriers to growth, holding people back from taking risks, pursuing their dreams, or stepping outside their comfort zones. But fear is not meant to be a permanent roadblock. It is a signal that you are about to grow. When you face your fears and take action despite them, you build confidence and expand your capabilities. Self-development also requires patience. Growth is not always linear, and there will be times when progress feels slow or even non-existent. During these moments, it's important to remind yourself that every small step matters. Even when you don't see immediate results, trust that your efforts are adding up. The most significant transformations often happen gradually as the result of consistent, intentional actions over time. Another key to self-development is surrounding yourself with the right people. The company you keep has a profound influence on your mindset and your progress. Seek out individuals who inspire, challenge, and support you. These are the people who will encourage you to keep growing, who will hold you accountable, and who will celebrate your successes with you. At the same time, distance yourself from negativity and toxic influences that drain your energy or pull you away from your goals. Ultimately, self-development is an act of self-love. It is a commitment to becoming the best version of yourself, not for anyone else, but for you. When you invest in your growth, you gain confidence, clarity, and a sense of purpose. You equip yourself with the tools to overcome challenges, seize opportunities, and create a life that aligns with your dreams and values. By prioritizing self-development, you are not only improving yourself, but also making a positive impact on the world around you. Your growth inspires others to grow, and your progress creates a ripple effect that extends far beyond yourself. Time is the most precious resource you have. Unlike money or material possessions, once time is gone, it can never be regained. Yet, so many people live their lives as though time is endless, procrastinating on their goals, putting off important decisions, and allowing their days to be consumed by trivial matters. To truly focus on yourself and stop wasting time, you must learn to value every moment and use it wisely. Time is a gift, and how you choose to spend it will determine the quality of your life and the legacy you leave behind. The first step in valuing your time is understanding its true significance. Every minute that passes is a minute you can never get back. It's easy to take time for granted, especially when you feel like you have plenty of it. But the truth is, life is unpredictable, and none of us knows how much time we have left. This is not meant to create fear, but to inspire urgency. When you recognize the finite nature of time, you begin to approach each day with a sense of purpose and intention. Wasting time often comes from a lack of clarity. When you don't have clear goals or a sense of direction, it's easy to get caught up in activities that don't serve your growth or align with your values. This is why it's essential to set priorities. What truly matters to you? What are the goals and dreams you want to achieve? When you have a clear vision of what you want, you can focus your time and energy on the things that will bring you closer to that vision. Clarity gives you the power to say no to distractions and yes to opportunities that align with your purpose. Procrastination is one of the most common ways people waste time. It's often fueled by fear of failure, fear of the unknown, or even fear of success. But procrastination doesn't make these fears go away. It only delays the inevitable. The longer you put off taking action, the harder it becomes to start. Overcoming procrastination requires you to face your fears head on and take small, consistent steps toward your goals. Remember, progress is more important than perfection. Even a small step forward is better than standing still. Another key to valuing your time is learning to let go of activities and commitments that don't serve you. Many people fill their schedules with obligations out of a sense of guilt or a desire to please others. While it's important to be kind and considerate, you must also recognize that your time is limited. If you're constantly saying yes to things that don't align with your priorities, you'll have little time left for what truly matters. Learn to set boundaries and say no when necessary. This isn't selfish, it's an act of self-respect. Using your time wisely also means being fully present in the moment. In our fast-paced, multitasking world, it's easy to get caught up in the habit of rushing through life, always thinking about the next task or worrying about the past. But when you're not present, you miss out on the beauty and opportunities of the moment. Practicing mindfulness, being fully engaged in what you're doing, allows you to make the most of your time and experience life more deeply. It's also important to recognize the difference between being busy and being productive. Many people equate a packed schedule with success, but being busy doesn't necessarily mean you're using your time effectively. Productivity is about focusing on the right things, those that align with your goals and bring value to your life. Evaluate how you're spending your time and ask yourself if your actions are moving you closer to your dreams or simply keeping you occupied. Investing your time in personal growth is one of the most valuable things you can do. Whether it's learning a new skill, building meaningful relationships, or pursuing a passion, these are the activities that enrich your life and create lasting fulfillment. At the same time, avoid getting caught up in endless consumption, watching, scrolling, or absorbing content without purpose. Balance learning with action. What you learn is only valuable if you apply it to create positive change in your life. Finally, take time to reflect and assess how you're using your days. At the end of each day, ask yourself, did I spend my time on things that matter? Did I move closer to my goals? This simple practice can help you identify patterns, celebrate your progress, and make adjustments where needed. Reflection ensures that you're not just going through the motions, but living intentionally and purposefully. Time is your most valuable asset, and how you use it will shape the course of your life. Don't let it slip away unnoticed or unappreciated. Choose to value your time, prioritize what matters, and take consistent action toward your goals. When you do, you'll find that your life becomes richer, more meaningful, and more aligned with the person you were created to be. Every moment counts, and the time to start is now. The journey to focusing on yourself and making the most of your time requires intentional effort, discipline, and a deep commitment to personal growth. As we've discussed, eliminating distractions, avoiding comparison, prioritizing self-development, and recognizing the value of your time are all essential steps toward living a life filled with purpose and fulfillment. It's not about achieving perfection, but about making progress each day, learning from the challenges, and staying focused on what truly matters to you. Remember, the time you have is precious, and how you choose to spend it will determine the future you create. The path to success and fulfillment begins within, and by investing in yourself, you can unlock your true potential. Keep moving forward with confidence, knowing that every step you take brings you closer to the life you desire. Good luck on your journey of growth and self-discovery. May you find clarity, strength, and courage in every decision you make. Thank you for taking the time to listen, and I wish you all the best as you focus on yourself and stop wasting time.